Welcome to the Olivier Awards 2023 with Mastercard from the Royal Albert Hall. With a special opening number, please welcome your host, Hannah Waddingham.
What makes a fabulous musical sparkle on the West End stage? Not every try at a musical has always flown right off the page. If you want to stand the test of time, then your company should be sublime, because anything is possible. We tell stories that we want to share, from Victor Hugo to Voltaire. Feel the magic in the air somewhere over the rainbow. You'll go, then you'll know you've got a West End show. Makes a fabulous musical sparkle on the West End stage. Memories are made with a musical. Imagination spark and engage as the house lights begin to dim and the curtain starts to rise. Let it rise. It takes a village to put on a show, from the DSM who says LXQ go, to the band enjoying a crescendo, while the audience applauds. All those years the writers spend honing the book, eager composers in search of a hook, and great choreographers trying to make us look effortless. It's the songs that make you laugh, that make you cry. Then you know that you found a good musical. That's the part of the musical, the songs that make you feel, that make it real. Before you grab your drink, maybe you'll stop and think. And at the heart of every show, the ones who make it glow are really just the people. The days are long, but we carry on, 'cause we all love a musical, an incredible musical. I know this place but musicals, I know this place but musicals. We are what make amazing musicals sparkle and shine on the West End
Oh, good God, I hope I've earned my supper.
Let's hear it again for our cast of West End fabulous stars, and a huge thank you to Miss Pippa Cleary for writing the first ever original opening number for the Oliviers. Now you can clap. Good evening and welcome to the Oliviers 2023, sponsored by Mastercard. Honestly, this is just amazing, truly amazing. I really could not be prouder to be presenting these awards tonight. This is such a great honor and a joy for me, so really, thank you very much for having me. For those of you who don't know, theatre really is in my bones. It's in my DNA. It's been passed down to me by my grandparents and my mother, who I used to sit and watch as an 8-year-old little girl at the home of the English National Opera at the London Coliseum. Honestly, if you had told this gangly, tall, 20-year-old, 30-year-old, even 40-year-old that one day I would be presenting the Olivier Awards. The Olivier Awards, for God's sake! And I've got heels on. If you had told me that, I would have said that you were insane. So really, I'm going to try and get through this without crying. From the bottom of my heart, the privilege is all mine. Thank you so much for letting me be here. So can I just clear something up before we go ahead? My name is Hannah Waddingham. Waddingham, that's Waddingham. Not Waddington, as I've been called my entire career. Or, as I received on a letter once, Anna Paddington. Not even joking. Not even joking. Or a turned-down letter from an agent, I won't say who you are, that started, "Dear Helen." That is when you know you've really arrived. So, Waddingham. All right. Seth Rogen at the Emmys. Now, who have we got here? Jodie Comer's here, everybody! And it's not even a looky-likey. I can tell you it's not a looky-likey. Hello, beautiful lady. Honestly, I would happily star in a remake of Killing Eve. You just call it Killing Waddingham, because I'd happily be mauled to death by you. It'd be like being mauled by a really glamorous, sexy lion, wouldn't it? And I'm down with that. Tom Hollander, where are you? Tom Hollander. Hello, old bean. How are you? I feel like we haven't seen each other in a long time, but maybe we could catch up under a trestle table at the after party with a large glass of red wine. I always feel like you have an awful lot of very naughty secrets in your head. Does anyone else feel like that when they look at his face? Gorgeous and naughty. And we have the very gorgeous Rose Ayling-Ellis with us. And it is just glorious to have all of you here. And of course, everyone watching at home. I am going to try not be theatrical, but you are at the Theatre Awards, so tough. Now, tonight is a celebration of the best of British theatre and all that it has to offer. Aren't we lucky at this, the most glorious Royal Albert Hall? So let's get celebrating. Now, the first award is the Cunard Best Revival, and here to present it, two beloved household names who have been delighting audiences for years. One is soon to be seen reimagining all the characters in Great Expectations, and the other is fresh from her absolute triumph playing Shirley Valentine in the West End. Please welcome the glorious Eddie Izzard and Sheridan Smith.
Just the music I wanted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. It's great to be the first people to start off the show. And I should say, Sheridan, we're almost in direct competition because we're both doing solo shows. Yeah. You're in the Duke of York's Theatre, and I'm in the Garrick Theatre, and almost back-to-back in the West End. Yeah. Your story is about a woman who takes control of her life and changes it for the better. And Great Expectations is about the story of Miss Havisham. She's big in the story, and no, she doesn't do anything, does she? It's like that.
She should have gone to Greece.
Yes. Charles Dickens did write a version where Miss Havisham goes to Greece, but then he cut it out. Anyway, the nominees are...
Cunard Best Revival. The Crucible at the National Theatre, Olivier. Good at the Harold Pinter Theatre. Jerusalem at the Apollo Theatre. A Streetcar Named Desire at the Almeida Theatre.
And the Olivier goes to, you're going to read out.
A Streetcar Named Desire!
Thank you. Gosh, thank you so much for this. When I think back to where we were towards the end of last year, it looked like we weren't going to have a show at all to put on. So if you'd have told me this was where we'd be standing this year, I wouldn't have believed you. But there were so many thank yous. I have to thank the Almeida team for sticking by this show through some really tough times. Thank you to Rupert for keeping it going through 2 years of a pandemic as well, because it should have been on a while ago. Thank you to Adam Spears and the team at ATG for taking us so successfully into the Phoenix as well. And I just have to thank this incredible group of creators and actors who have just been with me through thick and thin and just have really responded to this play in an extraordinary way. And just have to thank Tennessee Williams, really. I mean, the play is the thing, really, and I think he gave us magic instead of realism, and that's what we all needed. Everyone went through some dark times on this show, and it was an absolute privilege and a pleasure to make it with this extraordinary group of artists. So thank you for recognising it. It's been an absolute joy. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everyone.
Another sumptuous pairing now to present Best Actor and Actress in a Supporting Role. One received the Olivier Award in this category last year, and the other is soon to be appearing as the title role in Mrs. Sindhu Investigates. Please welcome two magnificent birds, Liz Carr and Mira Sayal.
Now that's a ramp. And the great thing is, access makes everything better, particularly theatre, really. Unless we have access for everyone, it's not worth doing. So thank you, Olivier's, the Albert Hall, Dank, all the disabled people to contributed. I cannot believe, and I can't believe how excited I am to have it back around. I'm not allowed to swear, but anyway. I'm also thinking that every time I say something on this stage, it comes true. Obviously, world peace. New government and more work. Anyway.
think you should ask for a throne next year. You deserve one. And the nominees for Best Actor in a Supporting Role are...
Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Mark Akintamahin, Emmanuel Akofo, Nabiko Ejimofo, Dara Han, Aruna Jallo, and Kane Lawrence, for black boys who have considered suicide when the queue gets too heavy at the Jerwood Theatre downstairs at the Royal Court Theatre. Will Keane for Patriots at the Armida Theatre. Elliot Levy for Good at the Harold Pinter Theatre. David Morse for To Kill a Mockingbird at the Gielgud Theatre. Sule Rimi for Blues for an Alabama Sky at the National Theatre, Lyttelton.
And the Olivier goes to Will Keane.
Wow. This is an unbelievable thrill and honour, and it's pretty terrifying. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much to the brilliant Peter Morgan, to the inspiring Rupert Gould, to the most wonderful cast of such incredible dexterity and generosity and wit, with whom it's such an unbelievable privilege to share a stage and a backstage, and to all of the wonderful stage management and the people working behind the scenes at the unique and extraordinary Almeida Theatre. Thank you very much to Sonia Friedman. Thank you to my brilliant agent, Oliver Slinger, and thank you to my magnificent mum. To be playing the part of a sort of living, breathing, internationally recognised villain is a bit of a home run. I want to dedicate this award to the direct opposite of a living, breathing, internationally recognised villain, and that was my dad. Thank you very much.
The nominees for Best Actress in a Supporting Role are...
Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Rose Ayling-Ellis for As You Like It at Soho Place. Pamela Nomvetti for To Kill a Mockingbird at the Gielgud Theatre. Caroline Quinton for Jack Absolute Flies Again at the National Theatre, Olivier. Sharon Small for Good at the Harold Pinter Theatre. Angela Varson for A Streetcar Named Desire at the Armida Theatre.
Let's see how accessible the envelopes are. And the Olivier goes to Angela Varson.
It takes a while to come up here in these heels, I apologize. Thank you so much. Rebecca Frecknell, thank you for trusting me with Stella. To Paul and Patsy, you are exceptional actors and exceptional humans, and I love you both so much. It's very hard to put into words how much this show has meant to me, and it's mostly thanks to the people involved in it. the creative team, the backstage crew, the stage management, and this company who I love and adore so much. I'm so overwhelmed, thank you. I also want to acknowledge Lydia Wilson, who I owe a lot to, and to my Amma and my Appa, I love you. Josh, you're my hero. Thank you so much. I'm going to find a corner and have a lie down and a cry.
Congratulations to both our fabulous winners. Now, our next performance comes from a musical that started life as the iconic film Sister Act, starring the mighty Whoopi Goldberg back in 1992, can you believe? And in 2009 was turned into a hugely successful stage show starring Patina Miller. Now, if any of you were lucky enough to see her, good Lord, wasn't she fabulous? The new production of Sister Act broke the box office record at the Eventim last summer and is doing the same on the UK tour. And there are rumors that the show is coming back to the West End next year. But how on earth do you top Whoopi Goldberg and Patina Miller? Well, we'll show you how. With Raise Your Voice, please welcome the cast of Sister Act and Beverly Knight!
Well, what do you think?
There are no words. Now, sisters, listen up. When you sing, it's not just notes. This is rejoicing. You're singing to the Lord. You got to remember that. First rule of singing, get the rafters ringing, toss everything. Dig down deep inside. When you've got a song worth hearing, there's one thing to do. Your fear from interfering, let that sucker bust through. Raise your voice, lift it up to heaven. Raise your voice. Come on, don't be shy. Give me some Gloria. God can't hear you. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Better. Join her on the third. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Right that Deo. Mary lads, what we need is a funky bass.
A funky bass. Stand up, sisters. Loud must say, Benedict must say, out around us, take no crown must take. Loud must say, Benedict must say, out around us, take no crown must take. Loud must say, Benedict must say, out around us, take no crown must take. Loud must say,
you sing hallelujah.
Take no crown must take. Loud must say, Benedict must say, out around us, take. Loud must say, Benedict
hallelujah. Double time. Now that's what I call a joyful noise.
Guys, you could have at least sung Full Out, honestly. Lazy, because they've done a week worth of shows. We now come to the Blue Eye Theatre Technology Award for Best Set Design and the award for Best Costume Design. And to present them, we have been blessed with royalty. A queen of drag, who was outrageously brilliant recently in Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and is soon to be starring in the SpongeBob musical. And with her, the Queen of Burlesque, whose new show, Diamonds and Dust, is coming to London very soon. As you've probably guessed, they're both quite shy and retiring. They might get a bit anxious if you applaud too wildly. Let's hear it for Davina De Campo and Dita Von Teese!
I'm Davina De Campo, and this is...
I'm Dita Von Teese. Hello.
Oh. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary pals, what a joy to be with all of you in the incredible, glorious Royal Albert Hall! With an incredible bunch of skilled individuals, a veritable banquet of talents. And without further ado, for the Best Set Design, and the nominees are...
Blue Eye Theatre Technology Award for Best Set Design. Miriam Buta for To Kill a Mockingbird at the Gielgud Theatre. Tom Pye for My Neighbor Totoro at the Barbican Theatre. Ben Stones for Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier. Mark Walters for Jack and the Beanstalk at the London Palladium.
And remember, you don't have to come first to be a winner. And the winner is... The Olivier goes to Tom Pye for My Neighbor Totoro!
Thank you. I would like to thank my fellow collaborators, especially Phelan McDermott and Basil Twist, the RSC, the Barbican, Improbable, our co-producers in Japan, Nippon TV, especially Griselda York and Rebecca Trenner. Thanks also to my associates in the design studio, especially Tim McQuillan-Wright, Isabel Nicholson and Jake Shepherd, and all the many brilliant builders, painters and prop makers from the 3 workshops that helped to bring Totoro to life, the RSC workshop, Cardiff Theatrical Services, and Theatre Royal Plymouth. My thanks to Alan Bartlett and Jamie Maisie and the brilliant Barbican stage crew, Totoro, company of actors, musicians, puppeteers. The commitment to the show was a huge joy to be part of. It's been such a privilege to translate this much-loved film by Studio Ghibli to the stage. Thank you.
And now I am thrilled to give the award for Best Costume Design now. The nominees are...
Best Costume Design. Frankie Bradshaw for Blues for an Alabama Sky at the National Theatre, Littleton. Hugh Durrant for Jack and the Beanstalk at the London Palladium. Jean-Paul Gaultier for Jean-Paul Gaultier Fashion Freak Show at the Roundhouse. Kimie Nakano for My Neighbor Totoro at the Barbican Theatre.
And the Olivier Award goes to Kimi Naranara for My Neighbor Totoro.
just in case I put so many people, I want to thank you. Tompai and Fading who gave me this opportunity. Thank you so much. And the collaborators, Basil and Tomoto, and so many people, and the collaborators. And thank you so much, Griselda and Rebecca. And Shuko Yuri, and supporting me, and Jess, and so many, so sorry, just costume teams and wardrobe teams, and today I hope stay with us, and RSC people, they helped so much, and hair makeup, and supervisor Rachel, and Lydia, and Sue, wardrobe, and Sandra, and Nippon TV, and Ghibli, really total team, thank you so much. And my partner Matt, and my family in Japan, and all of my friends in the world. Thank you, Totoro, and Joe, and Miyazaki. Arigatou gozaimashita.
The next awards are for Best Actress and Best Actor. To present them, two performers, both recently nominated for the BAFTA Rising Star Award. We're not mucking about here. One is the winner of last year's Best Actress Award for her role in Constellations, while the other is currently mesmerizing audiences as Sally Bowles in Cabaret. Please welcome the incredible Sheila Atom and my fabulous pal from Sex Education, Amy Lear-Woods!
Good evening, Royal Albert Hall. It's so wonderful to be back here. Oh.
Hello, I've never been before.
Also, sorry. Now, can we give another shout out to Hannah, please, for her opening performance?
But we are quite sad because now we feel really boring just speaking. We wish we'd made a song.
Yeah, we didn't make a song.
We didn't get the memo, so sorry.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just steal all the limelight. Okay, so the nominees for the Best Actress are...
Best Actress. Jodie Comer for Prima Facie at the Harold Pinter Theatre. Patsy Farron for A Streetcar Named Desire at the Almeida Theatre. May Mack for My Neighbor Totoro at the Barbican Theatre. Janet McTeer for Phaedra at the National Theatre, Littleton. Nicola Walker for The Corners Green at the National Theatre, Littleton.
And the Olivier goes to... Jodie Comer.
Hello. Thank you so much to everyone who voted for me for this. I'm so overwhelmed. This play has changed my life so much. And it's so funny, you know, when you tell people what you're doing and they go, what, you're in a one-woman play, it's just you? And you're like, yeah, but no, actually, because it takes so many people to make this show what it is. And I'm so grateful, and I have so many people to thank. Just the Martin, our director, thank you for your patience and for constantly pushing me and challenging me. To Susie Miller for writing the most exquisite play I've ever had the pleasure of reading. To James Beerman, our amazing producer. There is no one like you. The entire stage management team. There's a complete sisterhood backstage who are just a constant network of support. Rebecca Lucy Taylor for making the most sensational soundtrack. Max, to Ben, to Miriam, to Natasha, to Willie. I'm having a brain, I was going to say fart, but I'm not going to say, sorry. Another thing I would like to say is to any kids who haven't been to drama school, who can't afford to go to drama school, who've been rejected from drama school, don't let anybody tell you that it isn't possible. You know, it might take the stars to align and for you to be met with such generous and kind and patient and nurturing people, but it is possible. Mum, Dad, I love you. And my granddad is 82 today, so happy birthday, Granddad Joe.
Okay, we're going to do Best Actor now. Come on.
And the nominees are...
Best Actor. Tom Hollander for Patriots at the Almeida Theatre. Paul Mescal for A Streetcar Named Desire at the Almeida Theatre. Rafe Spall for To Kill a Mockingbird at the Gilgit Theatre. David Tennant for Good at the Harold Pinter Theatre. Giles Serrera for Blues for an Alabama Sky at the National Theatre, Littleton.
And the Olivier goes to Paul Mescal.
Thank you so much for this honor. Where am I going to start? I feel incredibly privileged to be standing on the shoulders of the immense talent of so many other people. I want to start with the best company of actors I've ever worked with. I want to thank ATG and the Almeida for the support of this show and getting it in front of an audience. To Ange, the best stage wife any man could ever ask for. And Patsy, you are an acting wizard, as my sister said. You set the bar for us every single night, and we attempt to follow you. So thank you for your immense talent. Rebecca, my favorite director, you led us from the start, and you provoked us to make this play our own, but it is entirely yours and is born out of your extreme talent. I can't see you, you're there somewhere. I want to thank my team. I want to thank Lara from day one. I love you so much. Ellie, Zach, Chris. I'm probably forgetting people, but I also want to thank my drama school, the Lear Academy Dublin. Yes, I wouldn't be standing here without the support of Lachlan Deegan, Hilary Wood. As you can see, this is the largest of the rooms. Hilary will get that. And Sue Maiden. And finally, I want to thank my parents who never said no, to my dad and my mum, and I hope you get better soon. So thank you very much.
As we've already said tonight, or sung, to be more precise, those of us on stage owe a huge debt of gratitude to the tireless work of those behind the scenes. Our Olivier Industry Recognition Award celebrates the exceptional individuals whose outstanding brilliance and dedication ensures that our industry is always innovative, challenging, and second to none. Please show tonight's hugely deserving winners, Pippa Alien, Andrew Bruce, Amanda Parker, and Peter Wilson, your appreciation. Now, our next performance comes from an absolute classic that has been reorchestrated and reimagined for the 21st century. Now, that is always a risky move, but I think with 7 nominations the show has received this year, tells us the risk has probably paid off. Please welcome the fabulous cast of Roger and Hammerstein's Oklahoma!
Of not knowing what to do. I know what's right and wrong since I've been 10. I hear a lot of stories, and I reckon they are true, about how girls are put upon by men. I know I mustn't fall into the pit, but when I'm with a feller, ooh, I forget. I'm just a girl who can't say no. I'm in a terrible fix. I always say, come on, let's go, just when I ought to say nix. When a person tries to kiss a girl, I know she ought to give his face a smack. But as soon as someone kisses me, I somehow sort of want to kiss him back. I'm just a fool when lights are low. I can't be prissy and quiet. I ain't the type that can find. How can I be what I ain't? I can't say no,
Come where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma, every night, my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, "Ow, yeah," we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. Okay, here we go. In the sky, Oklahoma, 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 Oklahoma. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, "Yow, yippee-yo-yay," we're always saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, O-K-L-A-H-O-M.
The next two awards are closer to my heart than anything. Opera is where my life began. My grandmother sang here at the Royal Albert Hall, as did my mother, and I have had the great privilege to do so myself. That's 3 generations of women in the same family. Not bad, eh, Mama? That's the mothership right there. To present the award for Outstanding Achievement in Opera and the Tate Award for Best New Opera Production, a sensational, multi-award-winning countertenor, currently reprising the title role in the sold-out Olivier Award-winning production of Akhenaten at E&O. Please welcome the wonderful Anthony Roth Costanzo.
Thank you, and I am so honored to be here celebrating the cathartic and interdisciplinary art of opera. So let's get to the people who make it happen. Here are the nominees.
Outstanding Achievement in Opera. Sinead Campbell-Wallace for her performance in Tosca by the English National Opera at the London Coliseum. William Kentridge for his conception and direction of Sybil at the Barbican Theatre. Anthony MacDonald for his design of Alcina at the Royal Opera House.
And the Olivier goes to William Kentridge for Sybil.
Obviously, I am not William Kentridge, but he has sent me in his stead to say a few words from South Africa. We are thrilled and delighted at this award here tonight. From William, thank you very much for this honor. I am delighted to receive it, even in absentia 6,000 miles away in Johannesburg. A lot of the work that I and colleagues, co-writers, authors, performers, set designers, costume designers do in Johannesburg is about finding different ways of approaching theater and using it to construct a space for uncertainties, for doubts, for impulses, from the margins to take center stage. So by rights, an award from London should not be so vital. We should not need a stamp of approval from the center, but in truth, let me say I am truly delighted, as are all the co-authors and co-collaborators from this work. Thank you. I would also like to thank the Barbican Theatre for hosting us, for Wendy Fisher and Naomi Milgram for bringing us here to London, and for a small opera production from South Africa to be on this stage. We are eternally grateful. Thank you very much.
And now the award for new opera production. We need new opera productions. They engage people. So let's hope the Arts Council continues to support them. Here are the nominees.
Tate Award for Best New Opera Production. Alcina by the Royal Opera at the Royal Opera House. Least Like the Other by Irish National Opera and the Royal Opera at the Royal Opera House, Limbury Theatre. Peter Grimes by the Royal Opera at the Royal Opera House. Sybil at the Barbican Theatre.
And the Olivier goes to Alcina.
everyone, I'm Mary. I wasn't actually playing Alcina, I was playing Morgana, her sister. But I have to say we're all so excited and grateful to the Olivier Awards for this amazing award. Alcina couldn't be here herself, she's in America, I think. And I have to thank the amazing director, Richard Jones, the choreographer, Sarah Fay, conductor, Christian Kernin, set designer, Anthony MacDonald, the amazing cast, and a special shout out to the 10 dancers who wore these huge animal heads for the 3.5 hours of Baroque opera, which is a pretty amazing feat. Classical music has taken a little bit of a beating recently, I think we can all agree. But I'm happy to say that we're all fighting back, and I think the industry is going to survive and just grow in strength. And this is just an amazing honor. Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to thank the Royal Opera House, the amazing support in all their departments of set, costume, props, hair, wigs, makeup, orchestra, and to the Royal Opera House for doing this series of Handel operas. Over to Oliver for that. But Alcina is an amazing piece. It's basically Handel's jukebox opera. Every aria is a hit. So thank you very much.
Delta Airlines' Best New Play is about to take off now, and on board to present it, Olivier Award nominee and the star of The Good Fight, the supremely gifted and very beautiful Cush Jumbo.
Hello. Hi, Hannah Waddingham. So, I am so thrilled to be here presenting the award for Best New Play. It's one of my favourite Olivier Awards because I always think about the fact that once upon a time, revivals and old plays were new plays. They weren't always old plays. Some of you are too young to know this, but Wicked was once a new play. It's nuts, right? It wasn't always there. So, history. Did Shakespeare. So, and the nominees are
Delta Airlines' Best New Play, for black boys who have considered suicide when the queue gets too heavy, at the Jerwood Theatre downstairs at Royal Court Theatre, Patriots at the Almeida Theatre, Prima Facie at the Harold Pinter Theatre, To Kill a Mockingbird at the Gielgud Theatre,
and the Olivier goes to Prima Facie!
I am so overwhelmed. This is just the most extraordinary honour. Thank you so much to all the SALT voters, and thank you so much to the 3 J's that are part of Prima Facie. James Bierman, I'm really overwhelmed. James, who is the producer who worked doggedly to bring this to London and now to Broadway. To Justin Martin, my director, who is insightful, talented, and such a collaborator. I love you, Just. And to Jodie Comer, who stood on stage every night on her own, and she just delivered the lines just beautifully every night. What a talent, what a magnificent person, and seriously, what a courageous actor. I want to thank all of the artists that are involved in Prima Facie. We are a family now. We've really made a family. And I'd also like to thank a theatre in Australia called the Griffin theatre who first spied this play. And I'd like to thank the barristers and the judges of the Old Bailey who came on board and supported us and really had some fantastic conversations. So thanks to all of them as well. I'd love to thank my agent and my beautiful husband and children and family. And I also would like to hand over to James. Thank you.
Prima Facie, without doubt, has been the honour of a lifetime to produce. It's an extraordinary piece of work. I've known Susie for 16 years. That's what a producer's life is like sometimes, just playing the long game. It's a phenomenal show. It's a very serious show, and I've grown up believing in the arts being a real powerhouse thing that can change society, and whatever people have thought about that's made me feel like an outsider all my life, this play does that. Just to be serious, every 2 minutes somebody is sexually assaulted in this country. That's every 2 minutes. This play deals with that, and at the end asks us all to have a conversation because something has to change. And that's why we do theatre, that's why we do the arts, so that we can get these messages out and we can start those conversations. This room is full of that energy, it's full of that. Thank you so much indeed. This means the world to all of us. Thank you.
Exquisite, ravishing, and remarkable are just 3 of the adjectives used to describe this next musical. Set in a sleepy Israeli town, it tells the story of how a group of Egyptian musicians arrive unexpectedly and change everyone's lives forever. With the song Omar Sharif, this is the band's visit.
When I was a girl, we used to have here Arab music, Egyptian music on the radio, and on TV, Egyptian movies. Every Friday afternoon, these mysterious people who I would never meet came to me from the speakers, through the screen. Kulthum and Omar Sharif came floating on a jasmine wind from the west, from the south, honey in my ear, spice in my mouth, dark and thrilling, strange and sweet, Cleopatra and a handsome thief, and they floated in on a jasmine wind, Kulthum and Omar Sharif, and they floated in on a jasmine wind, Kulthum and Omar Sharif. The best movie was River of Love, where they meet on the train and she's reading. And then he says,
a book is a loyal companion, always.
You know it. Friday evening, Omar Sharif, in black and white and blurry through tears. My mother and I would sit there in a trance. He was cool to the marrow, the pharaoh of romance. Sunday morning, Kulthum, her voice would fill our living room. The sheep from Egypt always came sailing in on radio waves.
Well, that is one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard, really. You could hear a pin drop in here. Next up is the Sir Peter Hall Award for Best Director. And to present it, a familiar screen face, soon to be seen in the film The Critic, who is also, I'm very pleased to say, still happy to slum it on the stage occasionally. Please welcome the quite brilliant and very hot Mr. Mark Strong.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back. It's my honor, privilege, pleasure, joy to be here this evening amongst such incredible talent in this extraordinary venue. My job is simple, which is to present the Sir Peter Hall Award for Best Director. And the nominees are...
Sir Peter Hall Award for Best Director. Rebecca Frecknell for A Streetcar Named Desire at the Almeida Theatre. Robert Hasty for Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier. Justin Martin for Prima Facie at the Harold Pinter Theatre. Phelan McDermott for My Neighbour Totoro at the Barbican Theatre. Bartlett Sher for To Kill a Mockingbird at the Guildford Theatre.
And the Olivier Award goes to Phelan McDermott for Neighbour Totoro.
I'm very sorry, but we're not Phelan. This is Eileen Conant, the Associate Director of My Neighbour Totoro.
And this is Erica Wyman, the incredible Artistic Director of the Royal Shakespeare Company. I am really sorry for you guys, because Phelan is a beautiful speaker. He's very, very eloquent, and you've got us instead. If he was here, I know that Phelan would have a lot of gratitude, and that he would not name names, because he would want to thank each and every single member of the My Neighbour Totoro company, cast, crew, the supporting circle around, everybody up in the rousing circle, everybody down here, everybody, because really the heart and the soul and the star of Phelan's creative process is collaboration and the ensemble. And I also know that he would want to thank the spirits, and especially the spirit of Totoro. And that spirit is that thing that adults strive for and children have access to. And so children were very, very alive throughout our whole rehearsal process. So if he was going to name names, I think that Phelan would want to thank his children, Ridley and Tana. And I want to echo those thanks, because they were the people, they were the seed, they were the soul. And that spirit Phelan brought into the rehearsal room, and it really inspired this beautiful camphor tree of a show. So I want to echo those thanks to Ridley, Tana, and Matilda for being that seed and then bringing that magic and that spirit so that all of us could make this incredible show.
My Neighbour Totoro breaks ground on the London stage in ways that is long overdue, with its remarkable cast of East Asian, Southeast Asian, and Japanese performers. And I always trusted only Phelan to make sure that would be true, because Phelan understands that care and compassion and integrity is at the heart of what we do. He holds vulnerability in a rehearsal room like nobody else. And he knows that if you really play, if you really make it safe to play, the improbable can happen. When the improbable happens, the world changes just a little bit. So, Phelan, thank you very much.
The next award is for Outstanding Achievement in Affiliate Theatre, sponsored by Unusual Rigging. Presenting it are two fantastic young actors, one of whom has recently appeared as Romeo in Romeo and Julie at the National Theatre, while the other is soon to be seen in The Crucible at the Gielgud. Please welcome Callum Scott Howells and Millie Alcock.
Hello.
Hi.
It is so cool to be here to present the award for Outstanding Achievement in an Affiliate Theatre.
Yes. It's, oh my God, I forgot what to say. Yeah, the nominees are...
Unusual Rigging Award for Outstanding Achievement in Affiliate Theatre. Age is a Feeling at Soho Theatre. Blackout Songs at Hampstead Theatre downstairs. The P Word at the Bush Theatre. Paradise Now at the Bush Theatre. Two Palestinians Go Dogging at the Jerwood Theatre upstairs at Royal Court Theatre.
And the winner is... The P Word.
Hey everyone, my name's Annette, I'm Artistic Director of the Bush Theatre. Big up the Bush Theatre! Woo! It's our 50th birthday this year, so that makes this even more exciting. Big up new writing, and big up Waleed!
I'm so deeply grateful and humbled, and I'm lost for words a little bit. My director, Anthony Simpson-Pike, is amazing, and he couldn't be here, so this is on behalf of both of us. I want to thank the whole P-Word team. It was such a beautiful bunch of people, and a project that was so close to my heart. My co-star, Isha Laddy, also the Bush Theatre, like from the front of house all the way up to the top. That theatre is amazing and full of brilliant people. A personal thanks to Rox and Tessa, my family, my mum. I'm missing my nephew's birthday today. He's won, so he won't remember, but I've won an Olivier anyway. Also, I want to say a big thank you to Micro Rainbow, the charity that teamed up with us for this play. They support LGBT plus asylum seekers. Yeah. And it would be remiss of me not to say that please, stand up and oppose what this government is doing with regards to asylum seekers. And if I wasn't fasting, I'd probably say F the Tories. Thank you very much.
More music now from a wonderful show nominated this year for Best New Musical. With music by Elton John and lyrics by Jake Shears. It tells the story of a female Christian televangelist whose support of people with HIV and AIDS puts her on a collision course with the ultra-conservatives. With Light of the World, it's the cast of Tammy Faye.
Welcome, brothers and sisters, to this glorious tent revival here in the God-fearing state of North Carolina. Please Give it up for the Reverend Billy Graham!
Thank you, friends. Woo! Look at all those beautiful souls out there tonight. Can I get an amen? Amen. I said, can I get an amen? Now, some of you may have heard, but we have a very, very special guest joining us this evening. The very beautiful, the absolutely radiant Tammy Faye Baker. Now, can we get camera one on Tammy, please?
Oh, hello, everyone. God loves you. He really does.
That's right, Tammy. God loves you. He really does. No matter who you are or who you decide you want to be. Can I get an amen to that?
Amen.
Now, that brings me on to a question, Tammy. Do people seem happy to you? You know, because from where I'm stood, people look a little lonely and scared.
Yes.
Unconnected to each other, their lives without purpose. Rock and roll instead of hymns. TV instead of church.
Not for me.
Sounds good, right? Look, I know it all seems lost right now. But within the problem, I believe He has given us the solution. Oh, my fellow brothers, in Jesus' name, I spent my life spreading God's word. Since ancient days, nothing has changed. The way that I preached is the way we preferred. Jesus delivered His sermons. Disciples wrote down every line. But now we've been handed a word that's expanded, a conduit that's truly divine. Oh, a brand new day has finally arrived. His power has transcended the page. So sit up straight, people, look alive. We're right smack dab in the TV age, 'cause the light of the world is electric, and it's shining in mankind's eyes. The salt of the earth has lost its flavor, so let's show them a faith they can visualize. Yeah. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Put it up there, boy. Pat. If Coke can teach the world to sing, then we can teach the world to pray. Endless channels to channel the Lord. We'll wipe the competition away. Oh, and the Lord has told me each of us can wrangle their minds through machines. We don't have to preach in church no more. We'll save their souls through TV screens. Oh, the light of the world is yours for the taking. The light of the world, you better bring home the bacon. Step up and stand right next to the throne. Who is the man who ever known? Oh, the light of the world is electric, and it's shining in mankind's eyes. The salt of the earth has lost its flavor. Show them a faith they can visualize. Oh yeah. Hallelujah. It's time we acquire a brand new faith. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh yeah. Praise Jesus.
Anyone who can survive a lifetime of the ups and downs of theatre deserves an award in my book. But there are some who survive, thrive, and excel beyond belief, bringing joy to millions. To present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award, a multi-talented star, sensational in TV drama Last Tango in Paris. God damn it, I wanted to get through the whole thing. Can we go back, Caroline? she said in a deep lunge. Oh, that's annoyed me now. Pretend it didn't happen. First time presenting. Ready? Thank you. Not you, them. To present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award, a multi-talented star, sensational in the TV drama Last Tango in Halifax, currently absolutely smashing it in Marjorie Prime at the Menier Chocolate Factory, and I hope that she won't mind me saying this, approaching her 9th decade. Please welcome the flipping legend, Anne Reid.
Thank you for that. It's such an honor to be asked to present this award tonight to someone who's become a really good friend. He's a lovely man. He's an absolute joy to work with, and I say that with authority because I was married to him for about 10 years. Well, on and off, yes, for 10 years. He played Hamlet at the Edinburgh Festival when he was a 17-year-old schoolboy, and he's never looked back. So let's have a look at some of his wonderful career.
Sir Derek Jacobi is one of the most distinguished actors of the last 60 years, an inspiration to so many. His extraordinary talents have embraced an astonishing variety of roles and secured him a firm place in theatre history.
When we are born, we cry.
Born in Leytonstone, East London, he won a scholarship to Cambridge University and then joined Birmingham Rep, where he was spotted by Laurence Olivier and recruited for the new National Theatre. He went on to enjoy global success in theatre, film and television. Whether he is redefining another of Shakespeare's iconic characters, portraying a well-known historical figure, or creating a completely original performance for a modern work, he approaches each role armed with classic training, fresh ideas, and an indefatigable creative energy.
Canta! Your passado!
I think Derek's greatest achievement as an actor, and probably something that will be his greatest legacy, is what he does with language. How he crafts a sentence, how he can take a classical text that you think you know and do something with the word that makes you rethink it completely.
His talent, I think, is that of a star, but his manner is always that of a respectful colleague. He's fun, he's funny, he's kind, he's from Leytonstone, so maybe those things go together.
I need a man of vision to lead me in new ways.
I mean, he's just a truly great actor. He's a great friend, but he's a great friend to the industry as well. He loves the industry, and I think the industry loves him in return.
I take my hat off to an amazing, colossal career of theatrical achievement. I kiss the hem of his garment.
Tonight, the Olivier Awards are proud to present him with the Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution to British theatre.
Thank you. How do you start a speech if you're already in tears? Forgive the crib sheet, but I've been around for so long that I sometimes forget what I've done and where I've been.
It has been the most wonderful, wonderful journey from those far-off days at the Birmingham Rep. If luck plays a part in any actor's life, then I've had it in bucketfuls. My first part came through luck at the, stop shaking, for goodness sake, at the Birmingham Rep. I was at Cambridge University and I played Hamlet. And we took it to the Memorial Gardens at Stratford-on-Avon. I didn't know, but the bigwigs of the Rep were out front. So when my begging letter arrived on their desks, asking for an audition, they said, well, we don't need to audition this boy. We saw him play Hamlet. Let's give him a job. And they did. And I stayed on, at the Rep, four weekly Rep, for 3 years. And that was my drama school. It was absolutely wonderful. One of the plays we did was She Stoops to Conquer. And I didn't know it, but way down in Brighton, Lord Olivier and his wife had forgotten their door key. And so they went to the local hotel at the end of the road, the Royal Crescent, checked into their room, ordered room service, and switched on the telly. And it happened to be She Stoops to Conquer, because we had filmed it live on that Sunday night from the studios in Birmingham. They sat down and they watched it. Years later, he said he was very impressed. And that helped. When I eventually got to Birmingham, one of the plays I did was Shakespeare's Henry VIII. And he was on a tour of the rep companies, looking for young actors to be in the second Chichester Festival season, and then the National. That company became the first National Theatre in October 1963. We weren't told that he was out front. He came to a Wednesday matinee. I got out of my Henry VIII gear very quickly in matinees to go out and have my tea at the Cardoma in Birmingham. And this particular occasion, I had taken off the paint and the powder and the padding and the wig and everything. I wasn't looking a bit like Henry VIII, and there was a knock on the door. And I went and I opened the door, and God was standing there. He came in. He obviously didn't know me from a hole in the ground. And he very politely said, well done. And then he went over to Cardinal Wolsey. I was sharing a dressing room with Cardinal Wolsey. And he covered him with praise. And then he left. And about 30 seconds later, he came back in. He pointed at me, and in those ringing tones of his, he said, "You? Why, Henry?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And then he gave me the Wolsey treatment and left. 2 weeks later, he gave me a job. And I went to Chichester for that second season. And then that company became the first National Theatre. Now, the first production at the National Theatre was Hamlet. It starred Peter O'Toole. I was playing Laertes, directed by Sir Lawrence. The first night was amazing and wonderful. It was one of the greatest nights of my life. And at the end, all the glitterati of London, like you here tonight, were allowed a party in the auditorium and on the stage. And I went down and I was telling everybody this was the best moment of my life. It was great. I just played Laertes with Peter O'Toole and Laurence Olivier, and I was boring the arse off everybody. And then suddenly silence was called for. And the auditorium gradually subsided, and Shirley Bassey came onto the stage. and sang Happy Birthday. I swear, merely to shut me up. But it was a great, great night. I stayed there in that company for nearly 7 years. It was my family. I was playing with and learning from the greatest actors around. And he was our father figure. But he had many, many faces who could be a bit of a bugger. I remember I was due to take over, not due to take over, I was asked to take over from Albert Finney in Much Ado About Nothing. And Albert had finished the show sitting on a banquette down stage left. He smoked a cigar throughout the performance. I couldn't smoke a cigar. But at the end of the show, he sat there and he blew a smoke ring. And the lights gradually came down onto the smoke. End of show. It was wonderful. Well, I couldn't smoke cigars, let alone blow a smoke ring. So I sat on the banquette, looked up at the spotlight, and blew the spotlight out. Well, Sir Lawrence at the dress rehearsal was sitting out front, and he came down to the edge of the stage, and he said, "Oh, darling boy, that was wonderful. I wondered what you were going to do at the end, but I've got a better idea. Why don't you stand up on that banquette, rip off your wig, and shout, 'Je suis un homme'. Work it out." He was actually saying, I hadn't got Albert's balls. I was no Albert Finney. But the great thing about him, he said it with love. There was love behind it. There was encouragement behind it. And when I eventually got my first zonking great part, Pinch Mishkin in The Idiot, he gave a party in his flat in Victoria. And when I arrived, this was on the first night, and when I arrived, he grabbed me in a bear hug, hugged me, and he said, "You are like another son to me." It was a pretty, pretty wonderful moment. The last time I saw him, he invited me and my other half, Richard, down to have lunch with him and Joan in the country. After lunch, we walked round the garden, and he reminisced. His past, my past, our pasts together. It was pure magic. And that was my last sighting of him. I owe this man everything. He was truly my God, but he was always Sir. He was Sir Lawrence. He was Sir. May I tonight, with all gratitude, all love, say, God bless you, and thank you, Larry. Thank you. Thank you.
What a night for us to remember all our lives. Our next performance comes from a musical that started on Broadway in 2012 and played for over 1,000 performances. It tells the story of teenage newspaper sellers. Look, I was overwhelmed by Sir Derek, all right? Our next performance comes from a musical that started on Broadway in 2012 and played for over 1,000 performances. It tells the story of teenage newspaper sellers on the streets of New York at the end of the 19th century and their dreams of a better life. With a medley of songs from the new London production, please welcome the cast of Newsies.
Hey, Newsies from New York City! We are taking this now with a piece of us! New York! Hey,
Do you know what that was? Lazy. It's the interval now, campers. So please go and stand in a queue for a drink or a pee for 15 minutes and return having achieved neither. See you back here in a while. Love ya!
advice, and I would like to share with you the most amazing book. Hello, my name is Elder Grant. It's a book about America a long, long time ago. It has so many awesome parts, you simply won't believe how much this book can change your life.
Hello, my name is Elder Green. I would like to share with you this book of Jesus Christ. Hello, my name is Elder Young. Hello. Did you know that Jesus lived here in the USA?
You can read all about it now.
Hello.
In this nifty book, it's free, no, you don't have to pay.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Elder Smith, and can I leave this book with you for you to just peruse?
Hello. Hello.
I'll just leave it here. It has a lot of information you can really use. Hello.
Hi.
My name is
Jesus Christ.
You have a lovely home.
Hello.
It's an amazing book.
Bonjour.
Hola.
Ni hao.
Me llamo Elder White.
What is your gift? This book gives you the secret to eternal life.
Sound good?
Eternal life with Jesus Christ.
It's super fun.
Hello.
Ding dong.
And if you let us in, we'll show you how it can be done.
No, thank you.
Sure, well, that's fine.
Goodbye.
Have fun in hell.
Hey now.
You simply won't believe how much this book will change your life. This book will change. This book will change your life.
Hello, would you like to change religions? I have a free book written by Jesus.
No, Elder Cunningham, that's not how we do it.
Sorry.
You're making things up again. Just stick to the approved dialogue. Elders, show him.
Hello. My name is
Elder Cunningham.
and we would like to share with you this book of Jesus Christ.
Hello.
Ding dong.
It's free.
For me. See, you simply won't believe how much this book will change this life. Change this life. Change this life. So you won't burn in.
Hello.
You're gonna die someday. But if you read this book, you'll see that there's another way. You'll spend eternity with friends and family. Be careful, we guarantee that this book will change your life. 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 The Book of Mormon.
Wasn't that just fabulous? Thank you so much to the Book of Mormon. As we all know, we have the creators of South Park to thank for that amazing show, which is one of the West End and the world's most successful musicals. Currently celebrating its 10th anniversary, and rightly so. Happy anniversary! To present the Noel Coward Award for Best Entertainment or Comedy Play, we have one of the stars of Call the Midwife, who is currently on tour as Anna in The King and I. Please welcome the beautiful Helen George.
Good evening. In the words of the great Noel Coward himself, I will accept anything in theatre, provided it amuses and moves me. But if it does neither, I want to go home. Well, no one wanted to go home with these nominees, and the nominees are...
Noel Coward Award for Best Entertainment or Comedy Play. Jack and the Beanstalk at the London Palladium. My Neighbour Totoro at the Barbican Theatre. My Sons Are Queer, But What Can You Do? At the Garrett Theatre and the Ambassadors Theatre. One Woman Show at the Ambassadors Theatre.
Sorry. And the Olivier goes to, they're not accessible, my neighbour, Toronto.
Wow, thank you, Salt. Thank you, Olivier panel. On behalf of Tom, Yoda-san, everybody at the Royal Shakespeare Company, our partners at NTV and Improbable, our first thank you must go to Joe Hisaishi. It was Joe that persuaded Hayao Miyazaki that a staged adaptation of their iconic film that they had made with Toshio Suzuki was a good idea. Joe-san, thank you for trusting us. My Neighbour Totoro is a story about kindness, courage, and imagination, and we will forever be grateful for the kindness, courage, and imagination of the extraordinary people that came together to make this production. Particular thanks to Pippa Hill, who stood alongside Tom from the very beginning, to Phelim, and the exceptional team of creatives and associates, to our outstanding cast, to our glorious to our glorious Treetop Band, and to every single person backstage and behind the scenes for building, creating, running, crafting, managing, budgeting, and selling this magical show. We're delighted to be returning to the Barbican later this year, and so grateful to the Barbican teams for their care and their partnership. Thank you to the audiences that came on the journey with us. And none of this would be possible without the support that the Royal Shakespeare Company and Improbable receive from Arts Council England, our funders, donors, and supporters. Particular thanks to our Totoro champion, Miranda Curtis. And very quickly, before I hand over to Tom, thank you to everyone that has supported me. I honestly feel tonight like the luckiest producer, daughter, sister, wife, and mum in the whole world. Thank you.
I wrote this play when my wife was pregnant with our first child. Every line is infused with the love, the joy, the hope, and the excitement of an expectant father. It was to be a gift for my daughter. She was stillborn, and we miss her greatly. Anyone who came to see the show who felt love, joy, happiness, the warmth that came off the stage, in part, that comes from my love for my daughter. So thank you for coming and keeping that love present. It's the most I could have hoped for. Thank you.
And the nominees for Best Family Show are...
Best Family Show. Blippi the Musical at the Apollo Theatre. Hey Dougie, the live theatre show at South Bank Centre's Royal Festival Hall. Midsummer Mechanicals at Shakespeare's Globe, Sam Wanamaker Playhouse. The Smartest Giant in Town at the St. Martin's Theatre.
And the Olivier goes to... They're really not accessible, actually. Hey Dougie at the live theatre show.
Okay, we wrote some words down because we didn't want to forget everybody. So, firstly, thank you to Kenny Wax and his team for having the idea to bring this animated national treasure to the stage and for inviting us to make it. Special mention to Siobhan, Emily, Susanna, Fiona, and our co-producers Live Nation and Cuff and Taylor. It has been an absolute labour of love adapting over 300 episodes into what is, for many, their very first theatrical experience. It wouldn't have been possible without our creative team, my brilliant co-adapter, writer, MD, Vicky Stone, Associate Director, the wonderful Helena Middleton, and Trainee Director Lou, puppet designers Yvonne, Daisy, and their huge team of makers, set and costume designer Jackie Trousdale and her team, including Nia, Maisie, and Jacob, choreographer, and my girl from the ends, I see you there, Danielle, aka Rhymes, Kieran and Nev for the amazing lighting, Rob and Helen for our sound world with video by George and John, and the team who deliver it to thousands of people across the UK weekly, our stage managers, Jenny, Amy, Sam, Kate, Danielle, big up all stage managers, the technical team, Ryan, Stacey, Lee, and Anushka, and our ridiculously talented performers, the Dougies, Ben and Elliot, our squirrels, Kaiden, Jane, Clark, Vinny, Sarah, Charlie, and Lunga and Shakira, who play everybody else. I must also thank my daughter for introducing me to Dougie, and my partner and mother for their tireless support. Vicky Stone.
So, let's be honest, this is the sort of category that probably we cut from the television highlights. We have that. But children's theatre is really, really important. And we were lucky to have such wonderful source material, so we must thank Grant Orchard, Sue Goff, Tin Sounds, and all at Studio AKA and BBC Studios for being so open to all of our daft ideas. Thanks to the South Bank Centre for going with everything that we threw at them, including the toddler mosh pit that formed every day during the Stick song. And lastly, I'd like to thank Matthew, who is a brilliant director and made the whole team feel brilliant too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Huge strides have been made in the battle for equality, and for that, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the many women who have gone before us. Women such as Sylvia Pankhurst, the lesser known of the Pankhurst family, whose life is celebrated in a revolutionary story about this remarkable woman who changed the lives of working men and women across the world. Here, with March Women March, it's the cast of Sylvia!
Pray silence for the Home Secretary, Winston Churchill MP.
The conciliation bill has been passed today with 109 votes in its favour. However, it must now be passed for approval through several committees. What a pity.
Mother, how should we respond? Fall down 7 times, get back up 8. We've come such a long way. Nothing can bring us down today, 'cause today is the day we march. Let's go! It's been 7 long years since we made this house go home. And look how far we've come. We've come.
We turn our attention to dance now, with the awards for Outstanding Achievement in Dance and Best New Dance Production. And to make the presentations, a doyenne of dance, who was the youngest ever prima ballerina at the Royal Ballet, and who went on to become a global ambassador for dance. Please welcome to the stage, Dame Darcy Bussell.
That was a powerful performance, really was amazing. Well, I am so thrilled to be presenting these dance awards to probably one of the best award ceremonies ever, just a little bit biased. But anyway, the nominees for the Outstanding Achievement in Dance are...
Outstanding Achievement in Dance. Manuel Linian for his choreography of Viva at Sadler's Wells. Dixon MBI for his choreography at Enowate at Sadler's Wells. Raquel Mezakazafe for her dramaturgy of Ruination by Lost Dog at the Royal Opera House, Limbury Theatre. Katrina Nisbet for her performance in Family Honour by Spoken Movement at Sadler's Wells.
And the nominee, the Olivier, goes to Dixon MBI.
Bruv, I'm from East London, you know what I mean? But first of all, I want to say thank you to... Mans don't cry, you know what I'm saying, boy? Okay. I just want to say thank you to one person in particular. Because he's held my hand throughout this project. His name is Farouk Chaudhry. When I was working on this project, it was really hard for me because I'm from East London. I'm also African. I'm from Cameroon. And I never really understood what that meant. Bruv, I speak East London, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even understand my own language from where my parents are from. So in 2016, I took a trip to Cameroon, to the village. The first time I went to the village where my parents were from, I learned a lot about myself and why I am who I am and what my name meant. Dixon. My full name is Dixon N-O-M-B, but people can't pronounce the B. They say MBI, Mumbai, you know, and that's so cool because I am from East London and I accept it. But this piece took 4 years because of COVID. And I fractured my patella before performing this piece at Sadler's Wells. And at that same time, I just had the son. It was epic, bruv. But I never gave up because there were so many people that were behind me. I come with a village. As I stand here today, I just don't stand by myself. I stand with a whole village. They all speak through me. So I just want to say thank you to Farouk, Lee Corrin, Roger Gula, Nick Warren, Sadler's Wells, Sir Alistair Spalding for even accepting me to do this thing, a one-man solo. Bruh, it's different. The Barbican, the Arts Council, Brendan Kinney, Dance East. I don't want to forget anyone, but bro, my brain is going crazy. I just want to say thank you so much, and my beautiful wife, Julia Cheng, for always being with me. Bruh, I never expected it. So it is what it is. Thank you so much.
And the nominees for the Best New Dance Production are...
Best New Dance Production. Light of Passage by Crystal Pite for the Royal Ballet at the Royal Opera House. Passionaria by La Veronale at Sadler's Wells. Trap Lord by Ivan Michael Blackstock at 180 Studios. Triptych, The Missing Door, The Lost Room, and The Hidden Floor by Peeping Tom at the Barbican Theatre.
And the Olivier goes to Trap Lord.
This is crazy. It says Trap Lord right here. Wow. So I'm just going to look around and take this in. Wow. So I started this piece of work back in 2015 in an abandoned leisure centre in East London with no budget. I gathered a group of young black men together to talk about our fears, our aspirations, you know, and it gave me a safe space to, you know, connect with some brothers. And it's won an Olivier Award. So, yeah, I've just got my list as well. So I need to give flowers to people as well because it hasn't just been me, it's been a community of people, you know, from the dance community, the hip hop dance community. And so I just want to start off with saying thank you to my partner, Angie Sylvia. She's held me down throughout this whole project. My mum, my sister, my brother that's at home, my late grandmother, my ancestors, my dear friends in the audience, Warren, Sheldon, I love you, bro, the original members of Trap Lord, all the collaborators on stage and off stage with this project. Sorry, this is crazy. 180 Studios, Sadler's Wells, Factory International, DEM Productions, Steph B, Ben Cooper, Georgina Harper, John ZD and Breaking Convention, and all the nominees, especially my black brothers and sisters that's been nominated. I love you all. I see you. I know the grind. I see you. I see you. Thank you, everyone.
Performance and the great city of Sheffield, which now has its own love story told through the searing music of Richard Hawley. The history of post-war Britain is charted through the hopes and dreams of 3 generations living on one iconic housing estate over 6 tumultuous decades. With the title song from this multi-nominated show, it's the cast of Standing at the Sky's Edge.
Joseph was a good man, though he killed his wife.
with only love in his eyes, no evil heads. He was standing at the sky's edge, and out there, who knows what he's thinking? He was sliding down the razor's edge and watched his life slowly sinking away, away. Mary was a troubled girl. She stole to eat. She had to sell her body to put shoes on her feet. Stole a car and tried to get away. Now all she hears is the rain on the roof at Sky's Edge Jail. She was standing at the sky's edge, and out there, who knows what she's thinking? She was sliding down the razor's edge and watched her life slowly sinking away, Jacob was misguided, he carried the blade. So much fear in the city, it carried him away. Young men are fighting and losing their lives. At night as the screech owls in the trees watched young men die. They were standing at the sky's edge, and out there there's dangerous thinking. They were sliding down the mirror's edge and watched their lives slowly sinking away, away.
There have been so many wonderful performances this evening, and for each of them, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the incredible BBC Concert Orchestra and our rightly, hugely revered musical director, Mr. Larry Blank. To present the Magic Radio Best Musical Revival, we have the fabulous hosts of their breakfast show. Please welcome Ronan Keating and Harriet Scott.
Evening, everybody. Great to be back in the Albert Hall. You're all looking lovely tonight. Look at these outfits. Woo!
And praise indeed for the most extraordinary hostess, Hannah Waddingham. You are just...
Amazing.
I mean, there's a triple threat right there. Actress, singer, arms. I mean, I need to know what you're lifting. I need to know
absolutely nothing.
What's going on there.
Okay, okay, we are here to announce the winner of Best Musical Revival.
And the nominees are...
Magic Radio Best Musical Revival. My Fair Lady at the London Coliseum. Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma at the Young Vic. Sisseract at the Eventim Apollo. Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific at Sadler's Wells.
And the winner is...
Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma.
Start it, my friend.
First of all, I want to say, woo! Can I just thank, most importantly, Eva, for bringing this to us so we could dance together? Can I thank, of course, the brilliant creatives that have made this wonderful show, but most importantly for me, my friends, family, and colleagues at the Young Vic, who really put everything they had into making this into a magnificent show. I thank you, I thank them. Over to you, my friend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You hold it, you hold it. This is so meaningful to me. Thank you, London, for embracing this production. 25 years ago, I came to London with my mom and saw 8 shows in 8 days and fell in love with the exhilarating theater here. And to have the opportunity to bring Oklahoma, which just turned 80 years old 2 days ago, back to the West End is a thrill of a lifetime. And I'm so grateful to everyone who got us here today, from the Bard Summerscape to St. Anne's Warehouse, to the Broadway producing partners, creative team, music team, Concord Theatricals, and everyone that started us years ago and got us here today. But I'd also like to thank Michael Harrison and Sonia Friedman, the incomparable producing team. The best partners I could ever have, the Young Vic, especially Nisha, and everyone at SFP, Charlie, Diane, and especially David Nuck. Thank you for working during a pandemic, before a pandemic, and after a pandemic to get us here today. This exquisite cast, led by Arthur Darvill, Anushka Lucas, and Patrick Vale, who gives new meaning to originating a role, which he started in 2007 in college. And our entire glorious crew, band, staff at the Wyndhams, the stage managers, and especially everyone at Delphont McIntosh, William and Cameron, thank you. But most importantly, I want to thank Daniel Fish. He is our director who, like Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein, dared to reinvent the musical and to change and expand audience expectations. 80 years later, this production feels like it was written for today. It is vital we reinvent our old stories and introduce them to new audiences. Let's shake up our view of what's expected and see life through a different lens. Change a mind, you change the world. Go see a musical. Thank you.
Congratulations, Oklahoma. Okay, next up is the award for original music or orchestrations.
And the nominees are...
Best Original Score or New Orchestrations. David Yazbek for music and lyrics, Jamshid Sharifi for orchestrations, and Andrew Grody for additional arrangements for the band's visit at the Donmar Warehouse. Joe Hisaishi for music and Will Stewart for orchestrations and arrangements for My Neighbor Totoro at the Barbican Theatre. Daniel Kluger for orchestrations and arrangements, and Nathan Kosey for additional vocal arrangements for Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma at the Young Vic. Richard Hawley for music and lyrics, and Tom Deering for orchestrations for Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier.
Okay, all right, there we are. Okay. And the Olivier goes to Richard Hawley and Tom Deering.
Hello. Richard said I should talk first, and if there's one less liability than Richard in the room, it's probably me. Just a couple of things to say. Thank you so much to Sheffield Theatres and the National Theatre, of course, to Chris Bush, who is the architect of this thing. Incredible. Rob Hasty, Lynn Page, Ben Stones, all of the wonderful creators, but also Bobby Aitken, who gave so much love and attention to the music. And I start, but it's mainly there. Also, I must give huge thanks to John Rutledge and Ehsan Shivarani, the music team. Yep. Okay, that's enough. And also the original music team that made it back in 2019 of Will Stewart and Matthew Malone. Thank you very much. But mainly the guy that I think is waiting behind me, that you're probably waiting to hear from. So thank you so much. I must also just say one quick thank you to the eggs, but mainly Staniel. Thank you so much. Here's Richard.
I don't really belong here. Although tonight, actually, is the 101st time I've appeared on this stage. Because I was a session guitar player with a similar kind of thing, but much more rock and roll. They always used to call me to make a noise here, and I've appeared here with Jules Holland and some other people. And it's been great. Oh, amazing, amazing. But you know, the thing is, I feel like a stranger here, even though I've been here so much. But the thing I've learned about theatre is that actually everybody in this room and any theatre-loving person that's watching this is a stranger too, because we're all outsiders, aren't we? You know what I mean? And the thing about words and music and it coming together with a force and a power, it makes outsiders have a voice. And the thing about the whole concept of writing a ludicrous musical about a council estate, Park Hill Flats, intrigued me so much because it was exactly the wrong thing that I should have been doing, but now I know it's the right thing I should have been doing. And I've got Rupert Lord and Chris Bush and loads of people to thank. But like I said, I'm a stranger here. I don't really belong here. But I want to thank everybody involved in the Crucible and the National Theatres for welcoming me into this wonderful world of yours that I really don't belong. And it's been such a magical ride, and I've learned so much under the wings and guidance of people like Tom Deering, who is, honestly, a seriously heavyweight musician. And he's a wonderful guy. You know. Now, there's one thing that's important to me personally I want to do before I leave this stage. I know they said 40 seconds, but...
Named in honour of the great Dame Gillian Lynne. I am so proud to say that Gilly was a beloved friend of mine and was hugely supportive to me, amazingly, throughout my career. You know, she once sent me a letter, which I have kept to this day, in which she told me, "You keep those long, magnificent gams of yours kicking, my girl." Advice I've never forgotten. Her legacy lives on through the Lynne and Land Foundation, which I am delighted to be a patron of. And it's wonderful that Gilly's beautiful husband, Peter Land, is here tonight. Where are you? Hello, my friend. Look at us! To present the award, fellow patron, legendary choreographer, and artistic director of New Adventures, Sir Matthew Bourne.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sure all choreographers here, all the dancers, in fact everyone, were absolutely thrilled to hear that this award was to be renamed in honour of one of Britain's greatest dancers, dancer, choreographers and directors, the much-loved and much-missed Dame Gillian Lynne. You stole my speech, Hannah. Thing people don't know about Gilly so much, we all know about her legendary and long career, but she was also a great supporter, a mentor, friend to young and emerging choreographers. And so it seems absolutely right that her name is on this award forevermore. So I'm very proud to be here tonight to present the first Gillian Lynne Best Theatre Choreographer Award, and the nominees are...
Gillian Lynne Award for Best Theatre Choreographer. Matt Cole for Disney's Newsies at the Troubadour Wembley Park Theatre. Lynn Page for Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier. Kate Prince for Sylvia at the Old Vic. Basil Twist for Puppetry Direction for My Neighbor Totoro at the Barbican Theatre.
A very fine group of nominees, but the Olivier goes to Matt Cole.
Wow. I never in a million years ever thought that I would stand up here, and I never in a million years thought that I would ever hold one of these. There are a million people to thank to make this happen, to get somebody like me to here. The first people I have to thank are my parents. Thank you for letting me dance. That was a really big thing. Thank you for letting me dance. To create a show like this doesn't just happen. It takes lots of people. I have to thank our producers, Tristan Baker, and the team at Runaway Entertainment, and all of our co-producers. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for letting me have a go. I have to thank our incredible creative team who came on this journey with me. It was an incredible journey, and you were with me by my side every step of the way. I have to thank Nigel Lilly for his incredible dance arrangements. Without the music, the dance is meaningless, and Nigel really went above and beyond to create such spectacular music. I have to thank my associate choreographer, Jane McMurtry. Jane always has been by my side for 20 years. We were at college together in the same year. And she always goes above and beyond, and without her, this show wouldn't have happened. And finally, I have to thank the incredible cast, who every single night they go out onto that stage and they dance with such passion and skill and dedication and joy, and I am in absolute awe of you. I think that you prove that the standard of dance in British musical theatre is the highest that it has ever been. I am incredibly proud of you, and I know that without you, this show is nothing. You are everything, and I'm so proud of you. This is for you. Thank you so much.
The next awards are the White Light Award for Best Lighting Design and the D&B Audio Technic Award for Best Sound Design. Presenting these is an artist and designer whose frankly mind-blowing work has been seen in the likes of the Lehman Trilogy and The Crucible, as well as Beyoncé's Renaissance Tour. As an artist, her monumental choral sculpture was exhibited outside the Tate Modern. Please welcome Ez Devlin.
I asked the choreographer, Akram Khan, what he was missing most during theatre's temporary extinction during the lockdowns. And he said to me, I miss the way time passes in the theatre, whether I'm performing on stage or watching from the audience. The clocks stop. We leave digital, chronological, mechanical time, and we enter a primal ritual storytelling time, deep ocean, pre-industrial time. And it's lighting designers, sound designers, who calibrate the time for us in the theatre. We think we are watching a show, but really we're listening to it. We sit together in the dark, and it's the lighting designer who carves out the story. It's a real privilege to present these awards. And the nominees for Best Lighting Design are
White Light Award for Best Lighting Design, Natasha Chivers for Prima Facie at Harold Pinter Theatre, Lee Curran for A Streetcar Named Desire at the Armida Theatre, Jessica Hung Han Yun for My Neighbor Totoro at the Barbican Theatre, Tim Lutkin for The Crucible at the National Theatre, Olivier.
And the winner of the Olivier Award for Best Lighting Design is Jessica Hung Han Yun for My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh my God, this is so crazy. I don't know what's going on. There's so many people that I want to thank who have been so amazing on this journey that's got me here today. The RSC, Nippon TV, Improbable, the amazing creative team, thank you so much for holding my hand along the way. the amazing cast, the crew, my amazing lighting team, Andy, Matt, Kevin, Tamika Patterson, who's a fucking legend. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. I don't know. It's bloody amazing. And lastly, I want to thank my parents and also my amazing boyfriend, Morgan. Thank you very much.
And the nominees for the Best Sound Design are
D&B Audio Technic Award for Best Sound Design. Bobby Aitken for Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier. Tony Gale for My Neighbor Totoro at the Barbican Theatre. Drew Levy for Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma at the Young Vic. Ben and Max Ringham for Prima Facie at the Harold Pinter Theatre.
And the Olivier Award for Best Sound Design goes to Tony Gale for My Neighbor Totoro.
Wow. Firstly, I've got to say happy birthday to my mum who's in Jamaica. Most probably watching this on YouTube because I've not messaged her today already. Without her, I wouldn't be standing on this stage. So, thank you, Mummy. Happy birthday. Wow. Firstly, it's an honour to be just part of theatre, working with such beautiful people, great people. I couldn't wish for a better career. And also the category that I was in, Ben and Max, Drew, Bobby, who I've known for years. Thank you, Bobby. If I couldn't win it, I want Bobby to win it. I honestly thought I was going to win it so I couldn't come up and do a speech. But anyway, thank you, Bobby. And also, I just want to say thank you before I go say thank you to the people on the team for Andrew Bruce, who's, if it wasn't for Andrew Bruce, I wouldn't be in this industry because I worked for his company 25 years ago. So he allowed me to work for his company and the reason why I'm here now. So thank you, Andrew. And also, I'd like to thank the RSC, the whole team in Totoro. Oh man, where do I start? My sound team, Mark, Nicola, Steve, Tess, Alice, everyone at the RSC, everyone at the Barbican, I mean, the whole creative team, everyone. Phelim is not here, unfortunately, but he allowed us to create and just be the child within. And yeah, it's nice to see they spelled my surname correctly as well, because normally they spell it wrong. So, and also I was going to say thank you to the sound team at the Royal Albert Hall for putting on these events, because those are the people, if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be hearing any of this. So thank you for everyone in the sound team. I was trying to do a speech that's going to last for 40 seconds so I can get the flashing light, but I've got the flashing light, so I'm happy now. Thank you very much. So.
And now, to get a taste of why the RSC's production of My Neighbor Totoro has been nominated for so many awards, and bloomin' won them, let's look inside the fantastical world of this production, which is returning to the Barbican this summer. as you all know, we pay a small but heartfelt tribute to those friends, colleagues, and loved ones who are no longer with us. It is right for us to pause and take a moment to reflect. But this is also a chance to celebrate their lives and cherish the memory of all the joy and love that they have brought to ours. Please welcome a fabulous future star, Sinead Holmes and the Arts Education Choir.
In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? Daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee. In inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. In 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of seasons of daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee. In daylights, in sunsets, in laughter, in strife. In inches, in miles, in midnights, in daylights, in sunsets, in laughter, in strife. 525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to play, 525,600 minutes. Oh.
Particularly heartbreaking when we have lost so many very dear, beautiful friends this week. Good night, God bless. Now, our next two awards are Best Actress and Best Actor in a Supporting Role in a Musical. And to present them, a fabulous comedian who recently appeared as the librarian in the film version of Matilda, and the genius musician and lyricist behind Matilda, and also Groundhog Day, which is returning to the Old Vic this summer. Please welcome Sindhu V and Tim Minchin!
We haven't made a plan about what to talk about, but I just wanted to say I've been sitting up there, and often these nights are quite horrendous. But the quality of all the numbers and the production and Anna Paddington, and it's just like I just think it's been an amazing night, and I love this room and I love this stage, and everyone looks so sexy. You belong on a stage like this, don't you, Sindhu? You're famous for your voice. You said to me backstage that you always wanted to sing at the Royal Albert.
I want to say I'm so honored to be here to present this award. And I don't know if it's good to feel like you got one up over your parent when they're no longer here. May God rest my mother's soul. But I just want to say, when I asked her when I was 8 years old, I said, Mommy, I want to do singing class. She said, you don't want to sing, whole neighborhood will want to be deaf. And then when I was in a school play and the class elected to make me a tree, I also felt bad. So all I want to say is I'm presenting this award tonight because thank you so much.
I love you. I'll just say something, I'll just wind Sindhu up and let her go. All right, I'm very proud to present the award for the Best Actress in a Supporting Role in a Musical. And the nominees are...
Best Actress in a Supporting Role in a Musical. Beverly Knight for Sylvia at the Old Vic. Memuna Memon for Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier. Liza Sadavi for Rodgers and Hammerstone's Oklahoma at the Young Vic. Marisha Wallace for Rodgers and Hammerstone's Oklahoma at the Young Vic.
And the Olivier goes to Beverly Knight.
I wrote down some bits on a piece of paper because I was hoping this might happen, but I didn't. Oh, God. I can't even, these gloves, I can't even open it. I'm going to wing it. So, what I do remember, oh, God. Whew, just over 100 years ago, Emmeline Pankhurst stood on this stage and she said, I incite this meeting to rebellion. And she told the women in the room, each of you be militant in your own way. And that was in 1912, I think. 1913, the next year,
they banned the Women's Social and Political Union, kicked them out, said, you're not coming back here again. 100 years later, we've stood on this stage. We have reclaimed the power for those women. Oh, God. I want to thank with all my heart the old Vic for giving us a second bite on this one. Kate Prince, I'm looking at you. You are a phenomenal woman. This is your child, and thank you so much for writing such an incredible story about these women. My Sylvia cast. And especially the wonderful Sharon Rose, who is a future Olivier nominee and winner. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. I want to big up my fellow nominees in this category. Marisha, I don't know where you are, but I'm looking at you, love. My family, who are now no doubt watching at home. My husband, James, who sat there. And my best friends who are there too. I want to big up Wolverhampton Youth Theatre. Who gave me a chance when I was an 11-year-old. And for all the grassroots theatres and theatre groups around the country who are doing wonderful work, you are not forgotten. You do not need to retrain when you're older. You are valued and you are special. The light's winking at me. I've got to go. But thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Best Actor in a Supporting Role in a Musical, and the nominees are...
Best Actor in a Supporting Role in a Musical. Sharifa Fifi for The Band's Visit at the Donmar Warehouse. Peter Policarpou for The Band's Visit at the Donmar Warehouse. Clive Rowe for Sister Act at the event in Apollo. Zubin Vala for Tammy Faye at the Almeida Theatre.
And the Olivier goes to Zubin Varla.
Sadly, I'm not Zubin Varla. Even sadder is that Zubin was so excited about coming today, full of hope. He loved this role in this show. Sadly, a member of his family was taken very ill this morning, and he's in hospital with them now, so we send them love. And some things are even more important than theatre. What's really such a shame about Zubin not being here is he was with this show from the very, very beginning. He did every single workshop we did on Tammy Faye. He shaped it and he crafted it. He probably has a huge, long list of people to thank. Of course, I don't have that, so we can keep it nice and short and thank him. He was a legend in the rehearsal room. He's an actor of incredible curiosity, professionalism, integrity, and amazing musical theatre talent. So, well done, Zubin.
Award is Best Actor in a Musical. To present it, a proud Welshman, a Hollywood star, famous for his pitch-perfect Gaston in the film version of Beauty and the Beast, and far too many extraordinarily memorable stage performances to mention. Some say he's going to be the next Bond. But either way, prepare to be shaken and most definitely stirred by the fabulous Luke Evans.
Good evening.
Can I just say, I am having the best night. The best night. Musicals. I actually, 20 odd years ago, started in musicals. The first time I stepped on a stage as an actor was in a musical. And I loved every second of it. It was a dream world which I was wrapped up in. And I would have only dreamt to have been nominated for an Olivier as a leading man, like this next group of incredible actors. So, without further ado, shall we find out who the nominees for the Best Actor in a Musical are?
Best Actor in a Musical. Alon Moni Abudbol for The Band's Visit at the Donmar Warehouse. Arthur Darville for Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma at the Young Vic. Julian Ovenden for Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific at Sadler's Wells. Andrew Reynolds for Tammy Faye at the Armida Theatre.
And the Olivier goes to Arthur Darville.
My goodness, this is very overwhelming, and I will try and speak in 4 sentences. Thank you to... I'm such a tiny piece of this amazing show that has been developed for so long. We're such a wonderful group of people, and I stand on the shoulders of everyone who's made this. And it's a real community. I thank the rest of my amazing cast. And it's a privilege to be on stage with you every night, my goodness, and everyone backstage, and Kate Watkins, thank you. Daniel Fish for this show, and he's created such an incredible piece of theatre. Jordan Fine, thank you for so very much as well. The Young Vic, SFP, all of our amazing producers, thank you. It's amazing. People in my life, right. Thank you to my incredible wife, Nesta Clark. Thank you to my agent, Samira. And I've definitely forgotten some people, but I've got... Growing up, I was very lucky. I had incredibly supportive parents. Nigel Nelly, thank you so much for everything you've given. I went to an amazing youth theatre in Birmingham called Stage 2. I have a lot to thank them for. Liz Light, thank you there. And I had an amazing drama teacher, Mike Perry, who's still teaching and was very inspiring and taught me so much. And we should be paying our teachers properly and not cutting the arts in schools, because we need that to be a better society and better group of people. I am going to kiss you as well. And I love you all. Thank you very much.
Best Actress in a Musical is our next award, and to present it, a truly outstanding talent. An internationally renowned, multi-award-winning star who rose to fame playing Kim in the original production of Miss Saigon, and whose incredible voice continues to delight millions worldwide. Soon to be appearing in Stephen Sondheim's Old Friends at the Gielgud. Please welcome the fabulous Lea Salonga.
Thank you. Oh my God, hi Hannah Waddingham. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be back here at the Royal Albert Hall. I got this award in 1990 for Miss Saigon. Hang on, The thing is, when it was awarded to me, it was very early in the evening. So I'm going to do all of the nominees tonight a favor, and I'm just going to get right on with it. So, the nominees for Best Actress in a Musical are...
Best Actress in a Musical. Katie Braben for Tammy Faye at the Almeida Theatre. Anushka Lucas for Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma at the Young Vic. Miri Messica for The Band's Visit at the Dolmar Warehouse. Faith Omole for Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier.
And the Olivier goes to Katie Braben.
Oh, goodness. Wow. I want to thank so many people. Firstly, the Almeida for making brave, passionate work, and to Rupert for employing me more than once, which is a thing in this industry. So thank you, and for being so wonderful in the room, making it feel so collaborative. I feel so passionately about this show. And our amazing cast, where are you? They brought everything every night, and it's no small feat putting on a new musical. It's gargantuan, and the whole creative team. I'm not going to do names because baby brain, but just the whole creative team and their amazing passion for this show. And Tammy Faye herself, who was somebody who just had an arms-open approach to life, and she was non-judgmental, and I think we could do with a lot of that at the moment. And to this little bean who was with me the whole time, from the start of rehearsals until we finished the show, so thank you for not giving me too much trouble. And to Harry and my whole family and all my friends, thank you, and thank you again for this. Thank you.
The penultimate award of the night is for the Mastercard Best New Musical. To present it, another tremendous brace of brilliance. One, imperious and regal as Queen Charlotte in Bridgerton, whilst the other is an acclaimed Brit and Mercury-nominated artist, actor, writer, and composer who wrote the soundtrack for Prima Facie. Please welcome Golda Rochevelle and Rebecca Lucy Taylor, aka Self-Esteem.
Well, the penultimate award, the one that everybody's been waiting for in the musical world. Best musical. I just want to congratulate everybody in this room. Talent is oozing tonight. All the nominees, all the winners, absolutely fantastic. You are celebrated this evening. Hannah Waddingham. Virgin presenter. Extraordinaire. And your frocks this evening are celebrated. So, the nominees for Best Musical are
Mastercard Best New Musical, The Band's Visit at the Donmar Warehouse, Standing at the Sky's Edge at the National Theatre, Olivier, Sylvia at the Old Vic, Tammy Faye at the Almeida Theatre.
And the Olivier.
I am absolutely thrilled to say goes to Standing at the Sky Zone.
Brevity, come on guys, we've got to go home. Very, very quickly. Firstly, this is a group award. It is for absolutely everybody who's worked on this show, all the cast, all the crew, all the backstage, all the onstage, all the offstage. It's for every single person. Secondly, this is for Sheffield. It's also... It's for regional theatre and it is for subsidised theatre. It is for the National Theatre taking a chance on a show that some people said was too local to travel. And it is for commercial producers taking a chance on a show working in the subsidised sector with patience and sensitivity. So thank you, Rupert, wherever you are. Finally, very, very quickly, we are all sort of green. Great, we're all here because art has changed our lives in some way, but making art that changes lives isn't enough. We have to make sure that that art is available and accessible to every single person who wants to see it. The world is only changed by the stories that are told about it, by the stories that we tell and the stories that are told about us. And if we can't find ourselves in those stories, if we don't know where to look for them, if we can't participate in their telling, we're not just being denied access to art, we're being denied access to the world, and we might start to think that the world isn't for us, and it is. Yes. It is. It's for all of us. Thank you.
Richard.
Sheffield, we love you. Will you marry us?
And so we come to the final presentation, tonight's very special award. To present it, a truly fantastic performer who is currently slaying audience every night in the Kill Anyone to Get a Ticket, Guys and Dolls. And, oh, I thought it was by herself. And with her, the knackered old has-been that we've let out for the night, Hannah Waddingham. Brilliant! Please welcome the stupendous Marisha Wallace!
Wow. Well, Dame Arlene Phillips is an icon, right? She has worked with countless stars from Whitney Houston, oh, I wanna dance with somebody, to Tina Turner, Elton John, to Freddie Mercury, even the sexy, hot gossip. She brought out the stars in the stars. Despite sometimes being the only woman in the room, she has always been a leader ahead of her time. Like Gillian Lynn, who we heard about earlier tonight, she paved the way for generations of young dancers and performers. She revolutionized the world of musical theater. Now, personally, I have just worked with the Dame myself and Guys and Dolls, and I have experienced her brilliance myself, and it brings me to tears because she has brought out something in me that I didn't know that I had in myself. And so Arlene has also taught me that it counts to be a star off stage as well as on stage. Arlene, we couldn't let this moment pass without a few words from a very, very special friend of yours. So let's take a look.
Dearest Arlene, if ever there was an award that was deserved, it's this one for you. Absolutely fantastic. I remember, I don't know if you do, that I took Hal Prince when we were working on Evita in London, right back in 1978, to see Hot Gossip in Country Cousins, I think it was. And Hal was absolutely blown away, and I remember afterwards he said, this is exactly what Bobby Fosse should be doing. And that was the beginning. And I asked you if you would choreograph my variations, and you said no, you were far too busy. So I had to wait until Starlight Express, and of course, everything you've done with Starlight Express, including keeping it going in Bochum in Germany absolutely magnificently, it's just all down to you. And all I can say is that with your absolute rave reviews for Guys and Dolls, I know your career is only just beginning.
Now, let's make this clear, people. Arlene has done quite a lot. Let me give you a list, for those of you who don't know, of just some of the things that you may or may not realize that Arlene has worked on. Ready? On stage, The Sound of Music, Jesus Christ Superstar, Flashdance, The Wizard of Oz. On film, Monty Python's Meaning of Life, Annie, The Wind in the Willows, and in music, she has worked with a ridiculous amount of world-famous, blooming global icons, including AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, the Bee Gees, Diana Ross, Tina Turner, for whom she did the choreography for the video Private Dancer, and Elton John, for whom she also did the choreography for I'm Still Standing. I might add, she is also the only person in the world that can tell me off for snogging my Kaniki in Greece on the bleachers back in the day. What a truly incredible woman she is. So it is mine and Marisha's great, great honor to present this year's special award to Dame Arlene Phillips!
Wow. I'm just going to say, can you hold me? Okay. Honestly, I am so excited to be here on this stage of the Royal Albert Hall to receive this special recognition award. I did not expect it. And thank you, Hannah and Marisha, for that fabulous introduction. I want to start with my thank yous, but given how old I am and how long I've been in this business, it's impossible to name everyone. I'm going to start with my family, my partner Angus, and my daughters Alana and Abby, who are here tonight, for putting up with me going out to work almost every day of their lives. Thank you to my parents for giving me my love of dance, my brother Ian and sister Karen, who, when our mother passed away when we were in our early teens, they supported my determination to dance, my brother leaving school and going out to work, and my sister giving up her own once-a-week dance class so I could do an extra class. Thank you to the producers and directors who've given me the opportunity to create musicals, to my agents, PAs, friends, creative teams, backstage crews, and the thousands of cast members over the years who have helped me throughout my career. As a choreographer, we depend on our associates and assistants, and I have had a lifetime of the most amazing of them, amazing human beings by my side when creating my work. To all of you, and believe me, there are so many, I owe you the biggest thank you in the world. So how did I get here? Well, I was a little girl who wanted to dance in a pair of pink ballet shoes, but when they came the day that at last I could start my dance classes, we didn't have enough money for pink ballet shoes. My mother opened a purse and they were too expensive. And the shopkeeper said, oh, there's some bright sort of green ones over there. If you know, I think they're going on sale. Would you like a pair of those? I shook my head no, but no way could my mum afford the pink ones. So I got these cheap emerald green ballet shoes. They were like the Emerald City. And it took a lot of courage when I turned up at nearly 8 years old in my ballet class, and everyone in the class had pink ballet shoes. And I walked in, and suddenly everyone went and started whispering. I wanted to run so hard, to run away. I felt I didn't belong. And they all stared at my feet, but I didn't run away. And that is what's played a part in who I am today. I kept on dancing. I moved from Manchester to London to study jazz with the brilliant Molly Malloy. And to support myself, I took every job I possibly could, from working in factories, selling overcoats that went to Kensington Market that smelled of mothballs. I smelled like a mothball. And cafes and babysitting. Who for? Well, Ridley Scott, who one day asked me to choreograph a TV commercial he was making for Lion's Made ice cream, starring Miriam Margolyes as the milkmaid. And so my career as a choreographer began unintentionally. Not surprisingly, as a performer, my theatrical route was quite bizarre. I appeared as a drag artist in Lindsay Kemp's London and Broadway productions of Flowers. I danced naked in a pas de deux in Calcutta, persuaded by Michael White, the legendary producer who told me I was the only girl in London he could find to do this very difficult pas de deux naked. I started teaching and formed a dance group called Hot Gossip, who were remarkably unsuccessful for the first 3 years. And I would share out our few pennies we got working in a club one night a week. But then we got the opportunity to appear on the Kenya Everett video show, and as the famous Naughty Bits, and I never looked back. My life became a roller coaster, making films, TV commercials, music videos, and theatre. And talking of theatre, my career really began when one day at breakfast in 1979 with Andrew Lloyd Webber, I told him this story of making a film called Can't Stop the Music in LA and being pregnant at the same time. I was going to have my first baby, Alana, who was here tonight, in the hiatus between finishing filming in New York and going to LA. And we were laughing because he asked me to roller skate for the film. And there I was, pregnant, 7 months pregnant, learning to roller skate. And I was talking to Andrew about this story. And 2 years later, he asked me to choreograph Starlight Express. So thank you, Andrew, for opening my musical theatre door. I'm proud because I have originated some musicals here in the UK. The very first production of Grease to have the film songs, Saturday Night Fever and We Will Rock You, all created at the start by me and the brilliant teams. And also now the new Grease, which you're seeing here tonight. And thank you to our director, Nikolai Foster, and my associate, Richard Rowe, who put this extravaganza on for you tonight. And I have to say one last thing. I was so often the only woman on the team in a world where musical theatre was dominated by men. And there was I, shouting out, standing up to men, trying to make myself important. So here I am in my 80th year, proud to see this changing and opening up and diversifying. And being a woman is incredible, but the power of dance is life-affirming, whether doing it or watching it. And I have been so lucky to spend my life doing what I love, and I've never, ever in my wildest dreams imagined that it would lead here tonight. So thank you so much for this Olivier Award.
Let's hear it one more time for Dame Arlene Phillips. And let's all remember to be a green ballet shoe, eh? For tonight's finale, what else but a performance from a legendary show that our very special award winner, Dame Arlene Phillips, wonderfully choreographed. With a medley of songs from the show, here to get your ramalama-ding-dongs on, please welcome the cast of Grease!
Okay, Olivier, so let's rock and roll.
This is for Dame Arlene Phillips, all the winners, nominees, and everyone working hard to make British theatre the anthem of the world.
I saw my problems and I see the light. We gotta love and think, we gotta feel it right.
There ain't no danger we can go too far. We start believing now that
we can be who we are. Grease is the world. It's got groove, it's got meaning. Grease is the time, it's the place, it's the motion. Grease is the way we are feeling. Grease like it, go, grease like it, go. Grease like it, go, grease like it. Watch those kids fly. Now can you hand job, baby? Oh, can you hand job, baby? Born to hand job, baby. Born to hand job, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You are the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey. You are the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey. You are the one I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wanna be. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
it's colder, that's where it is.
So I told her we'd still be friendly.
Then we made our true love vow.
I wonder what she's doing now.
Summer dreams return the seas.
2023. Congratulations to all the winners and nominees, and thank you to our fabulous presenters. I have had an absolutely stonking night. What a great way to celebrate all the magic in this year's theatre. I hope you have too. Thank you so much, and good night.